Oh yeah, took this off. What? Alright, that's 220 on that side. Clean up the other side as well, and then we'll go 400, 600. Then I'll clean the bevels back up again. sounds, what odor is it going? Yeah, it's bad. You don't like that. Jennifer, how's it going? Hey, what's up, Bjorn? Forgot to put these things on. These are important. Yeah, I got a little Damascus friction folder here. The bevels aren't quite locked in yet. Like that line across there to be nice and straight. And they're not quite currently yet. But I'm getting the flats cleaned up. I'm going to take them up to 600 on the grinder. That again, so I'll just got that right there. Let's see, I think this line, yep, there we go, 400. Damn, we got a lot of people here. Like and subscribe, y'all. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 2K. I'm at like 1960 something at the start of this stream, so should be able to make it to 2,000. Y'all can hear me through this respirator. thing off. That's nice and smooth. Something like that. What are y'all doing? Yeah. What's up, Walter? How's it going? Nice and shiny. Alright. Take the respirator off so I can finally talk to y'all. How's it going? We got a lot of people in here. Holy. Alrighty. So we're working on what is it? Here it is. We got a Damascus friction folder in there. It's gonna be walnut handle material. Where'd it go? The shotgun shell covering the pivot. It's going to be sick. But I got the flats ground up to 400. Now we got to swap over to the 6-inch contact wheel for cleaning up the hollow grinds. So, Kaylee, how's it going? So, yeah, what's up, guys? So yeah, I'm just taking off. I don't have a dedicated tooling arm for the round contact for the 6-inch contact wheel yet, so I just have to put it on the platen, which is a little bit annoying, but it works good enough. Just stash that right back there. What's up, Diego? How's it going? What's up, Lucia? There we go. We'll be putting on... Which one of these is... I think this is the newer one. Yeah, for sure. So, yo friend, how's it going? I was just putting a 6-inch contact wheel on my belt grinder because I'm gonna clean up the hollow grinds on this little knife I'm making. So yeah. So can we both see at the same time? Yes. understand why it's doing that. See that? Wiggle there? Come on, take it. And there, I don't understand why it does that. Oh, that's good, but oh, boy, that is nerve-wracking. Good Lord. I hate that. That was not a good time, Grandma. That was not a good time. My grandma's calling me. Oh gosh, sorry. Oh, that's one thing. Oh. Oh my god, I do not. I hate that. But it worked. Got that flat spot off the ridge there. I don't know what the hell's going on here. This should all be perfectly flat, and so should this. But you know what? We'll take it. So now I just got to do this side as well. And I got to bring this up to like... Actually, I don't want to scratch it. Do I have a little... Yes, I do. I want to bring this up to like thereabouts. Okay, this barely works. But like right there. So this will be a little bit more grinding and less tiny little. But if I make one move, if I hit in like that, it's over. So I'm gonna take a drink and I might sit down because this is not at all stressful. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very much not stressed for sure. Can I do this sitting down? I wonder. Not and have, actually this might be optimal, but you guys wouldn't be able to see. Because I got a bucket of water right there and I don't want to step in that. But if I move this, scooch this chair up, then I can work like 2 inches from my face, which is perfect for me, not for you. So, I think what I'm gonna do, take this off, keep it around, put you guys right there. Hey, what's up, John? What's up, Leon? How's it going? I am doing some very stressful hollow grinding on this little guy, and so I gotta, like, you know what I mean? I am a blacksmith and knife maker, so that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, John, this stream is absolutely popping off. This is insane. Yeah, I'm a smith. I'm a bladesmith and blacksmith. But, oh. Got my jeweler's thing. Got fit, that's for sure. Yeah, it's cool. Let's blow all the sawdust off here. Maybe try and polish that up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What's up, Katie? What's up, JP? What's up, Hannah? How's it all going? Oh yeah, that's way better. What's up, Vid? How y'all doing? I'm about to... Yay, happy Friday for sure. What's up, Mandy? No. No, I don't. But yeah. Y'all behave. I gotta lock in. I'm working on a Damascus friction folder. Oh. Yep. I am grinding a knife very carefully. Forward a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. Locked in, yep. Fit that. Move this. Oh yeah. There we go. That's the strat. Down. dual for sure. Alrighty, I got that tip line cleaned up about as well as I possibly can, I think. It's a little bit of a tiny warp in it. There we go. We'll call that there. I got it. That back out. There we go. Alright, what are y'all saying?
What did I miss? Let's see. Hey, yeah. Wow, y'all have been talking. Yeah, metalworker with a blacksmith shop. That's pretty cool. Nice. I've been to a lot of Forge and Fire, learned a lot. I really enjoy watching blacksmith work. Yeah, blacksmithing is really cool, at least in my personal opinion. Okay, so from Arkansas, Canada. Nice. Caribbean? Hell yeah, that's real cool. Trinidad and Tobago? Nice. Is everyone having a good Friday? John. Yeah. I'm also named John. Well, Jonathan, but John for short. Unfortunately, the professional blacksmith no longer exists. Need a smith plus a metal construction. Yeah. There's lots of blacksmiths, and you can find you might be able to find a blacksmith to apprentice to, but it's not really like an industry like it used to be. But YouTube, yeah, YouTube does have full episodes of Forge and Fire. There's not all of them, but there's a lot of them. Yeah, there's still quite a few blacksmiths here in Pennsylvania as well. Yeah, thank you. All right, so here we have this Damascus friction folder, kind of like a K-bar or spear point bayonet style type of thing. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know if you're doing the rough grinding with sandpaper. Fine, the grinding, of course, better. Yeah, I don't really do whetstones. I just go finer and finer and finer with the grinding belts. So this is 120, then I'm going to go 220, and then 400, and then probably 600 as well. Though I might stop at 400. Um, but yeah, that's what we're working on. Gosh, this live stream is doing very well. That's a lot of people. But yeah, that was just one grid. I need to do that at least twice more. So, but yeah, that was all the shaping done. Which was a lot of it. But yeah. Grandpa was born in Philly? Nice. Yeah, Philly's pretty cool. I'm not in Philly, but I'm in that, like, region. Blade looks really cool. Just, you stainless steel or do you forge the blank? So this is from an offcut of Baker Forge and Tool. I don't know if you know Baker Forge and Tool, the Damascus making company here in the States. And they sell offcut boxes, which is just like a box of like ends, and like, because when you're making like big stacks of Damascus, like you have to chop off the end pretty much every single stack. So they'll sell boxes of end cuts and stuff, and so that's where I got that from. It's from an end cut of Damascus from a Damascus company. So it's just like random pattern basically. I can give it a quick test etch for you if you want. What are you doing for the handle? Okay, so the handle is going to be from this block of walnut, and I'm using the brass, some shotgun brass, to cover over the pivot. So it's going to look real slick when it's done, and it's a friction folder. So it's going to look very nice and very, thematic. But yeah, I'll go grab the gator piss and we'll give that thing a test etch for y'all. So this is gator piss. It's etching solution from Baker Forge and Tool, same place I got the Damascus, and I'll give this thing a test etch for you. Yeah, it's gonna be absolutely awesome. It is very low layer, so it's not gonna but like it's gonna be a really bold pattern. Drop the belt. We'll give that a little bit of time to test etch. Let's see what y'all saying. Let me turn off that lamp. There we go. Now I can actually see. Ooh, walnut? Absolutely. Walnut is awesome. It will be very badass. What are you making this for? This is a commission from a friend of mine. Yeah, it's a friend of mine. His customer. Looked at your page, really? Oh, thanks. That's great. Definitely rock it. Yeah, for sure. This is the chest rig for when I'm doing POV. And I was doing that, but I really needed to lock in, and I was like grinding up here basically. So I got the goggles, I got the respirator, I got the glasses, got the hair tied back. Yeah. I'll keep this as a surprise for y'all. There you go. Oh, I can't really, it's hardly see it. There you go. There's your Damascus test etch. But yeah, These fullers in here, because I milled those in with a 3/8 ball end mill, so those are gonna suck to sand and to get nice and shiny. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, looks very nice. Alright, so you mean anyone can call themselves a blacksmith? Long training. I mean, yeah, anyone can call themselves anything, but like, there's not like an approval process. There's the ABS. So if you want to be an ABS journeyman or mastersmith, then you have to like do the amount of time and pass the test to get that. But other than that, there's not like there's not really an approval process for just like, oh, you're a blacksmith now, other than like making stuff, you know? How long have I been forging? About 3 years. I started when I was, well, kind of. Like 3.5 years. I got like a lot of the proper forging tools around my 15th birthday. So, that's when I like really started. Like, I don't know if you can see it. I got my first forge and anvil like around there, in between Christmas and my 15th birthday, which is in May. So, yeah. But I've been forging about 3 years, give or take. But I made my first knife, which was, what is it? This one. I made my first knife when I was like 7 or 8 maybe? So yeah. I've been making stuff for a while. Hello, I like the video and subscribe. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Waldo. I'm working on a Damascus friction folder right now. Yeah, you can buy Damascus. So what I did for the material for that one is, let's see, here's a good chunk. But you can buy, like, what I did is I bought a box of Damascus end cuts, and I forged one out into the billet for that blade. Yeah. But that's where I made that from. And you get a company called Baker Forge and Tool. I highly recommend checking them out. Sells these end cut boxes. See, here's another piece of that same thing. But yeah, you can make some real cool stuff from them. Like this is one I partially forged out before it started splitting. I have to weld that back up and forge that back out. But that's a decent chunk of steel. So you could make a decent sized knife out of that. But yeah, I have my forge over here, and I can make Damascus in that if I really wanted to. But I don't have a press or a power hammer or anything, so that would suck to do. Yeah, walnut, well, it's not super rare. There's pretty good walnut around here in the States. And I have, well, here's the rest of the block. But there's that, here's some, no, that's not walnut. There's some walnut. And then I also have this. So that's a lot of knife handles right there. And that's all walnut. So it's not super rare, really. Whoop. Yeah. And it's not as common as like pine or something. But like if we had walnut here on the property, that would be dope. But we don't. We just have oak and hickory mostly. Yeah, I got some nice tools here. Where the heck is the lid? This. Oh, here it is. don't want to knock that gator piss over. That would be bad. Let's see. I like to pay attention to where safety. Yes. Yeah, well, these, I don't normally wear these, but when I'm doing like tiny little stuff like that, can't hurt, you know what I mean? I don't have an apron right now. I do own an apron. I sometimes use it when I'm forge welding, but it mostly just gets me all hot and sweaty without really protecting me much. But yeah, I got mask is super duper important for sure, and glasses. Well, I need them to see, but I am working on a Damascus friction folder. So Ams and Valeriano. I'm working on a Damascus friction folder, which is a type of knife, folding knife. But now we got to take those bevels up through the grits. Ugh. Ron? You mean homemade with Ron? I love that guy. He's awesome. Yeah. You making iron? Oh, heck yeah. You're making an Iron Man suit? That's cool. In Europe, this is strictly regulated work. There's lots of knife makers in America, especially since Forged in Fire. There's a lot of knife makers. Yeah, I've heard of Iron Man, alright. Country, I'm in America. Yeah, I'm American. But yeah, in America, like pretty much everyone has guns, so there's not really many restrictions on knives because they're not the most dangerous thing, you know? But I'm not gonna get into the politics, but that's basically how it is. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Now in Europe has so many regulations and stuff. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we'll take this up. 220 and 400 now. Metalworker, sheet metal. Nice. That's cool.
that one bevel. I can really see the difference there.
Alright, what's going on here? Alright, currently doing a complete drivetrain swap. 2004 Nissan Maxima from 6. Damn, complete everything? That's cool. But you know, business or working in a company. Yeah, I mean, there's like, we have OSHA here in America. Yeah, and these are work earbuds, so I'm listening to music as well. But yeah, you know, gotta take care of yourself. But yeah. But really, like, with the grinder on this low, like, me talking is louder than the grinder. So it's not much danger to my hearing. Now, if I crank it up and I'm grinding with like a 36 or something, then it's loud. But as is, like, my music is louder than the grinder right now. And I don't have it up that high. So the grinder, like, right now what I'm doing, not super loud. But if I go get like the angle grinder or the bench grinder or something, then it's loud.
Not much. I don't know much about Bangladesh. I've never been there.
Alright, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I know, John. It's actually crazy. This is my best performing stream by a lot. What's up, Poland? Yeah, we got everyone here. Yeah, you guessed correctly, Leon. It is metal. Shocker. A blacksmith listens to metal. Oh my god. It's insane, right? No one would have ever predicted this. But yeah. There's the bevels at 220. Looking nice and crisp. So, just, do I have my own line of pieces for sale? Good question. Kind of, not really. I don't really stock, which means I don't like make knives and list them for sale and just have them for sale. I do made to order basically. So, yeah. So like I'll make you order, I'll make it. This is one profile of the knife that I do. This is called the Dart. This is, let's see if we can get in light. This is a hollow ground one, but it would be normally the edge is a little out here. There's pictures of all this stuff on my Instagram. Duck Rabbit Forging on Instagram. It's linked through my YouTube channel description. You probably won't be able to find it otherwise because I'm shadow banned. However, so there's that. Those are cool. Knives are cool. I also make axes and stuff. So like this I made from a ball peen hammer. So I guess this one was technically available. It's not perfect. You can see the edge is a little bit out of alignment with the handle, but yeah. So there's that. This is a wood processing axe. We got cutting and splitting edge here, and then you got a picaroon on the back. So, like you can pick up logs and stuff like that. So that's pretty darn cool. So I do these fairly often. You can see I got another one under here. You can see the picaroon right there. Then this is a carving axe I made. So it's got a real broad, thin blade, also from a ball peen hammer. And then it has a bowling gouge here. Yeah, I do commission pieces as well. So this one is real stinking sharp. Let's see. Get myself a piece of paper. Turn the fan off so it doesn't mess with it. But come on. There we go. It's not super easy to cut this thin little paper. But okay, well that's not a very good demonstration, but you can see it'll whittle this wood, no problem. So yeah, nice and sharp. So that's available. And then I also do farrier's rasp hatchets. I don't think there's any pictures on... for one thing, I don't have one down here with me. It's up in the house. But I think I have another one somewhere. Maybe in there. There's a, you can see right there, that's a big splitting axe project I'm working on. I don't know where the hell I put that. Well, I had one welded up, forge welded up. But yeah, it's kind of similar to this Farrier's Rasp Tomahawk. There's pictures on my Instagram. If you're interested in buying something or ordering something, That or email is the best way to get in contact with me. But yeah, I also do commissions and stuff like that. So yeah. And this, like I mentioned before, this is a commission from a friend of mine. A very long-standing commission that should have been completed a long time ago. But it's going to be much better now. And then, let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, I also have... some other stuff. So, this is a 34-inch blade, a bastard sword blade. This is as rough forged, so it's not finished forged yet, but it's going to be completely forged to finish. You can see it's pretty straight and nice, but it's going to be perfect once I'm done. So that's pretty darn cool. And then these are a collaboration I'm doing with another smith. These are reverse ladder Damascus knives. So I laddered the edge, so the edges are going to ripple and the spines are just straight random pattern basically. And it tapers in and all sorts of stuff. So those are very, very cool. I'm going to go put all this stuff back. But yeah, I make a lot of stuff. So, if you're interested in something, Instagram at Duck Rabbit Forging. I don't know the exact at. It's linked through my YouTube. You can find it. Alright, see you, Waldo. Or duckrabbitforging@gmail.com. That's business contact email. That is also on my YouTube description, I think. And let me take this off. But yeah, if you're interested in ordering something, that's how you do it. Or if you just want to support me, you can donate or become a member of the YouTube channel. It should be a little button there, I think. It's shaped like a dollar bill. It might be on this side, one of those sides, down in the corner. So yeah, you can do that as well. And I very much appreciate that. But, so yeah, that's what I do. And now, pop this belt off and get the 400. Get those down to 200. And then we're going to have to figure out how to change the pulley.
Crispy.
Look at that. Love that. We love that. Woohoo! All right, back to it.
That is 400, right? That is 400. Should be recording up on the belt. Yep.
Ha! Oh, wow. Whew. That I was not prepared for that last line. Holy. That got dark quick. Wow. Alrighty. But look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. Got one more bevel to do. Wow. Yeah. I see how it is. I did. Yeah. Yeah, I see. I see that. That's for damn sure. That checks out. I think if you stick around, we're gonna be friends. Yeah. But yeah, that is very, very cool. This is the side with the unfinished top bevel. But, whew, that is looking crispy. I like that. Now, after I finish this, I just got to figure out how the hell I'm going to sand inside those fullers. I might have to 3D print something for that. Yeah, it is looking very good. Let's see. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Wow. Damn, no wonder all the people left. You're chasing away all the viewers, Leon. But yeah. There we go. We got both sides done. Also, yeah. All right. The only thing we got to do now is we've got to cut in a little bitty sharpening choil there, and then we got to figure out how the hell we're going to sand these fullers. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. I have a thing of Dremel tools. I wonder if I have one that fits. There, we got a thing of Dremel tools. 280? I don't think there's much I can do about that, Joe. But hopefully it's enough to see how awesome this thing is looking. Let's see. Let's see. Is that the proper? Oh, it is. You might be on to something. What was it, Leon? Man, you're just going at it. That's a grinding stone. I think this. Yeah, this is 3/8. So, this will go down here. But that'll clean up that one. And then this is a 1/4 inch. But I can probably use this to clean up. Maybe I'll need to go to the hardware store. I'll go probably a hardware store tomorrow because I need to fill up. Yeah, I need to fill up propane tank. So then I can go. Let's see, what grit is that? 80? Yeah. That's a classic right there. Alright, none of those will work. Except for maybe the buffing, you know? Stupid things stuck. Maybe. I might just be stupid, actually. That looks like that should come out. Yeah, I am just stupid. That wasn't meant to come out. Okay. No, these are gonna fall out, right? Yeah, I was yanking and tugging on that thing like a, but it's this one thing. But yeah. Chick Norris is so fast he can run around the world. Yeah, that's a good one. Jack Norris wakes up so early, it's still yesterday. Wow. That's a lot of yeah. This is one hell of a stream. Went from like 500 people to some very dark humor to Chuck Norris jokes in like the space of, and not even an hour, in the space of like half an hour. Gosh. this, I think this is a buffing wheel. That's the right size, so that's cool. And those are also other buffing wheels are also the right size. But the only other thing that's the right size is this. Oh boy. Chuck Norris can make a stick by rubbing two sticks together. Chuck Norris clogs the toilet when he pees. Chuck Norris is so well down isn't enough. Wow. Yeah, I'll bet he is. Chuck Norris once peed in a semi's gas tank. That semi is now known as Optimus Prime. Hell yeah. Director's cut. Wow. Gosh, that is. Ooh. Yeah, by the way, if y'all have not yet seen the 2007 Transformers movie, watch it. It is incredible. They knocked it out of the park. Now, is this also 3/8? Yes. Which is finer, this or this? I do not know. I may have to go the original 2007 Transformers, just that one. But yeah, yeah, for sure. But I may have to go to the hardware store tomorrow to grab some 3/8 Dremel bits so I could take the fullers up through the grits. I don't think I'll be able to do it as is with the stuff I have right now. Oh my god. Now it's not a great time. Sorry. But yeah. What we can do, so we can't do the fullers yet. What we can do right now is the sharpening tool. And then maybe starting on the handle, maybe. So I think it is almost time for me to hop off. Because normally on Fridays, I take some of my younger siblings over and we visit grandma's. So that's probably that's for sure what she's calling me about. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure how much time I have. It's 3:45, so not a lot. But yeah, we have enough time to get the sharpening tool. Who has my ring? I do. Yeah. That's a good one as well. All right, let's see. I need some scrap leather. Not that one. Yeah. See, no, humor is a big problem. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's just everyone. Like, especially these days in America, like, pretty much no matter what you say, someone will be offended by it. And it's not, like, it's certainly not exclusive to, like, liberals. Absolutely is not. But I feel like they kind of, like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, pioneered it. But yeah, it's everyone, that's for sure. Where the heck is my triangle file? Good lord. Ah, there it is. Stove, oven, microwave because we're back. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, that does not want to file. I can't tell if it's the file or the steel. Alrighty. Have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers. Alright, see ya, John. Take care, big knife. That's my friend from Kenya because he and I make so many. Yeah. Yeah, that's real. Whoop. Come on. Let's try. Man, this really does not want to file. And these aren't dull files either. Nailed the heat treat on this thing. That's not even hardly a sharpening choil. Good lord. Look at that. All that filing to get almost nothing. Alright. Grandma's texting me. I should probably respond to this. Yeah. Chuck Norris can speak Braille. Yeah, that's good. I swear to every caption will give you his hand on it. Something's always missing. You can see it. Yeah, that's for sure. Or the fucking 10 millimeter socket. Let's see. Chuck Norris doesn't cheat death. He wins fair and square every single time. Yeah. Alrighty. Found page 404. That's good. It's a tech joke right there. What's up, Kwame? But we kind of got a sharpening oil. Chuck Norris can delete the recycle bin. Let's see. Swear to God, my looks up little gnomes or aliens. They're suddenly there. Yeah, for sure. There's just a little black hole in the corner that sucks up whatever you need most. Man, the edge retention on this thing is going to be bonkers. Chuck Norris doesn't actually write books. The words just assemble themselves out of fear. For real, dude. Can't sleep with Chuck Norris under their pillow. Whoa. Ooh! God damn it. It's just not cutting. God. All right. I'm making a Damascus friction folder. We got the bevels and flats finished ground, and I'm trying to file in a sharpening choil, but the file just decided it's going on vacation today or something, and that it's just not gonna. So it's a tad frustrating. Let's see, maybe pull out the chainsaw file. I didn't think I was gonna have to do that, but yeah, I have the Grizzly 2x42 over there. All right, let's see. What else do we got? How many Chuck Norris Stokes did I miss? Just a couple. Chuck Norris does light, he turns off the dark. Yeah. Chuck Norris got Pokemon's eyes and landline phone. Yeah. No, I don't have a wheel small enough to do the sharpening choil, and I don't want to try and do it with the edge of the belt. It won't be nice or round or anything like that. Boogeyman Chuck checks under his bed for Chuck Norris. Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, where's chainsaw file? Somewhere in here, surely. No, I'm just blind, I guess. This is the same size, right? I think it's about... No, it's way bigger. God damn it. I do not want to use the chainsaw file. No. Yeah. Like Americans use a lot of tools, American, German, Japanese. Milwaukee is pretty kind of popular, yes. Snake one pitch took notice, the snake died 3 days later in misery. Yeah, safety first, absolutely. And I don't want to slip and mess this up because that would suck. I've already reground this like 3 times. But yeah, so Dominic, we're working on the Damascus friction folder. I got the bevels and the flats and the spine and everything finished ground pretty much. And I'm just trying to get the sharpening choils in. And it's fighting me every step of the way. Milwaukee is red and black, yeah. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. All right, see a frag grenade. Oh, great. Supposed to. Oh! Heck. I accidentally clicked on a weather notification. Yeah, I would, but my Dremel's up in the house and I don't feel like walking all the way up there. Plus, I have to stop pretty soon anyway, so I'll probably have to fill these. I'll finish them up when I do the fullers with the Dremel. But like you can probably hear, it's just the file just is not cutting. Like this is tempered. I did temper it 400 degrees for 2 hours. It was a nice straw. So it should be tempered. But yeah, I'll probably get them in more nicely with the Dremel tomorrow. Or maybe not tomorrow. But first and most importantly, test etch. 1084 and 1520. Come on, open. Open sesame. There we go. All right, where the heck's my little wire doodad? Ah, whatever. Yeah, probably about 60, 61 maybe. I don't know. I don't have testing files or anything like that. I just guess. But it is nice and hard, I'll tell you that much. Wash it off in the baking soda water. Wash it off in the Slack tub. And then there you go. There's your test etch. That looks awesome. Very, very cool. So yeah, there's that. Get this wiped off so it doesn't rust. And then put it away. Yeah, I think the low layer, I was hoping it would be a few more layers than this, but I think the low layer really fits for this tiny little folder blade. Because like if it was like 20 or 30 layers, the layers would be so small you wouldn't even hardly be able to tell it was Damascus from like 10 feet away. But here, like this thing pops. But yeah. Oh. Turn it. Oh. That's that. It has been. Well, I actually have no idea how long this stream has been because for whatever reason, I don't know if any of you have ever done a stream on YouTube, but there's a little timer in the top right corner that tells you how long you've been live, and mine says 129 hours and 2 minutes. So, I know I sure as hell have not been live for 129 hours. So I don't actually know how long this live stream was, but it was a very nice live stream. Lots of Chuck Norris jokes. I did not make the Damascus. The Damascus is from an offcut, or like an end cut from Baker Forge and Tool. But I did forge and heat treat it in the Atlas Forge. So yeah, we hit like 500 something people, I think, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, you can see it, 280 likes. Makita, DeWalt. We don't really have Hilti. We have Bosch, Metabo, Festool, kind of. Flex, fine. Dremel. Yeah, we have some. I have not made my own Damascus because I haven't invested in the steel for that because it's not super cheap. But I certainly could. I just haven't yet. Sooner or later, I'll have a commission that needs it, though. So then I'll do that then. But yeah, we have, Leon, we have Bosch, Metabo, Festool, kind of. Festool is super duper expensive, but we have them. Dremel, we obviously have. Fine. Yeah. I don't know about Worth, but I don't know a ton about tool brands either. So, you know. But yeah, that's that. I think your knife is really great. A lot of people don't. I'll probably go live again tomorrow night, working on the sword. Yeah, I actually have a Metabo grinder. I think it's Metabo. Yep, Metabo. Someone cut off the end, but I was thinking about fixing that and then having another grinder, but I just haven't yet. Well, currently it is 4 o'clock. Smack on, pretty much. So it would be like in the evening, so maybe like 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow. My time. I don't know what that is your time, but like tomorrow, like 2 or 3 hours from now. Hi, Miles.
You need to leave.
I know. I'm shutting it off. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. I need to leave. Bye. Good talking to y'all.